Hello and welcome to Simuldub Saints, your guide to seasonal anime dubs. I'm your host, Laserkid, and with me as always is my trusty co-host.
Hello, I am Archangel, lover of cat girls.
And we have a special guest today.
Hi, it's me, Jmac. Words! You've had me before.
We have, but it has been a minute.
Yes.
By the way, you all have been listening to our theme song, Wherever I Go, from friend of the podcast, Ampren. Please check out their awesome music, link in the description.
And in this episode, we actually have a sponsor again. We have been sponsored by the Tempest Chamber of Commerce. More about them at the end.
How'd you pull that one off?
They came to me. Although I must admit, I kind of underbid. It was this really pretty lady with pink hair, and she just kind of looked at me, if you know what I mean.
Oh, all right. Well, all I can say is
I couldn't say no. She was really, really sweet and pretty, and
that was wise. You don't want to make that one mad. Anyway, we are here to talk about That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime Season 4. Bringing the band back together because we talked about Season 3 last time. But before we do, we've got just a little bit of news. So, in the news, Crunchyroll has announced their summer season lineup, or at least the start of it. Crunchyroll likes this thing where they do this in waves. We will absolutely do a episode, probably with Sketch, because he likes to join us for those, where we go over all the new shows that are coming as soon as they actually get all of them announced. But we do have some highlights for the current set of releases. Black Torture's manga I read as when it was new, and it's really good, so we look forward to that. Daemons of the Shadow Realm is continuing. That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is continuing. ReZero is continuing. All the best stuff is continuing. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. ReZero's wait between seasons was mitigated this time, and it's longer. Hell yeah! Clevatess is coming back for Season 2. Mushoku Tensei is coming back for Season 3. Elusive Samurai is coming back for Season 2. And, of course, one of my personal favorites, Trapped in a Dating Sim, Life's Tough for Mobs, is coming back for Season 2. So,
wait, hold on. So, what is that last one?
Trapped in a Dating Sim. I like to retitle it as Help, I'm Trapped in a Dating Sim, and I hate it.
Oh no!
The main character beat an Otome game for his overbearing and demanding sister, and he hates it. And of course, that's what he gets isekai'd into.
it's a particularly bad Otome game, but it's this weird, they threw everything in the kitchen sink design-wise into it, and it makes no fucking sense. But it is monetized, so he says, fuck it, we ball, and he buys himself an S-tier microtransaction and just starts wrecking face because he's pissed off. It's glorious.
Yeah, no, I just ran Arc and my Simuldub crew through Season 1 because they hadn't seen it. And
It's
Arc
worth
was
your time
resistant
to
to
watch,
it,
Jmac.
and then you watched it, and then you loved it.
Amazing.
Oh god. Yeah, it didn't frustrate me long enough to raise my blood pressure overly much, which is a common failure. But then again, my threshold is much lower than it should be.
But it is a hilarious show. The main character is voiced by the same guy who voiced words, please come to me. Character in PSYREN, Axe Guy.
Oh, Stark.
Stark. Yeah, Stark. So that's Jordan Dash Cruz. He makes people hated on Season 1 because the animation isn't that good, and it's not that good.
It's fine. It's perfect. It's adequate.
Okay. A little below adequate, honestly. But here's the thing: that voice cast. Oh my god, the dub elevates it to absolute amazingness. And for the trailer on Season 2, they actually spent on the budget for the animation this time.
Oh,
cool.
So that's what that is. And you hit the right one to ask about because I have been bouncing off walls about this since they announced it. Not the first time I brought it up on this podcast.
But yeah, JMac, watch Season 1 sometime.
I will show you Season 1.
It's not that long.
It's 12 episodes. I will show you Season 1 if you want, JMac. I love it. But anyways, that is the summer lineup highlights, but there's two more pieces of news. Chainsaw Man Assassin's Arc anime has been revealed. They say second teaser trailer. this is really the main reveal. There was a trailer that they were gonna do something. Now we know that it's going to be Assassin's Arc. We still don't know if this is going to be a movie or another season. So the res. Well, it says anime, but I mean that just means it's Japanese animation. It could be a TV show, it could be a movie. Okay. The last one was the Res arc was a movie, and it was a damn good movie, and it's on Crunchyroll for everyone to watch. So this last piece of news, which I'm really only mentioning it because we have Jmac with us. This is CiON the anime releases a new teaser trailer, and the only reason I even know what CiON is because Jmac told me about the manga years ago, and so I've been feeding him all this information as I've been seeing it, and I know you want to talk about CiON.
Yes. When that comes out, I will be on the podcast for it, because I found CiON through Shonen Jump. So long ago.
Back when it was a physical magazine?
Yes, back when it was a physical magazine, and when I was still subscribed to it. And the physical magazine, fun fact about the physicals, they skipped the entirety of One Piece from after Alabasta to Impel Down.
That is
and then just dropped us back into Impel Down as if nothing had happened.
Yeah, that's a massive skip. Jesus. I can see why you needed the rewatch that you and I have been doing for One Piece.
I'm learning so much about the world.
Oh yes, we're heading into Thriller Park. It's fun.
Yep. Speaking about worlds, though, CiON is about being transported to an alternate world via a phone call from a mysterious source. In that world, you have these giant towers full of sirens, ostensibly why it's called CiON, that you want to avoid, and the main characters have to solve the mystery of the world of CiON while also completing these tasks and games assigned to them by the caller before the number on their card runs out or they die. There are a lot of ways they could die, obviously. But yes.
I think we have to use the quote arc.
Really good manga.
What?
Never call this number again.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it'll be on screen, so I'm going to mention this. What jumps out to me is the excellent, I'm not sure what the word is, but the pun, I guess. CiON in this case is spelled PSYREN, which is cute to me as a fan of language. So
yeah, no, it's very clever.
That world does unlock latent psychic powers in them, so
makes sense.
One assumed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty cool. So look forward to that. Crunchyroll, you better dub it. I don't know why they wouldn't. It's a big Shonen Jump title. They tend to dub those.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was still going in Shonen Jump when my subscription ended, so
Well, there you go.
Yeah. It's obviously popular enough for them to make an anime of it now, so.
Indeed. So there's your news. And that brings us nicely into the topic. That time I got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 4. Bringing Jmac back because we talked about Season 3. And we weren't as nice as Season 3. Although the second half of Season 3 was good. I think
Season 4 is the better Season 3 so far.
Oh, 110%. Season 4 has been absolutely magnificent. And that's going to kind of play into everything we talk about. We are not and we cannot go into every single character. It's going to be a long list as it is. We're going to talk about relevant players because this is Season 4.
Where Season 3 had a bad beginning, a middling middle that got good towards the end, and a pretty strong end. Season 4 has started with a pretty good beginning, and it's just getting stronger and stronger as it goes. So
absolutely agreed. So, of course, our main character, Rimuru Tempest, voiced by the legendary Brittany Karbowski. Mm-hmm. That's Wendy Marvel in Fairy Tail, Celine Bradley in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Black Star in Soul Eater. And that list goes on and on and on. She's everywhere, and she's awesome.
We should just open the page and read the entire thing. That'll be the podcast episode.
That'll be the podcast episode, everyone. The absolute full cast list.
This episode is no longer about the show. It's just about Brittany Karbowski.
This is why I tend to limit
We
myself
could
to
make
2.
an episode out of that.
We absolutely could.
Honestly, voice actor spotlights would be pretty cool.
We could do something like that. I would not be
Actually,
opposed.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
Particularly if it when somebody we really like retires someday, which I don't know if anyone's really there yet. They're more on the young side, I think, but maybe someday.
All the ones
Some
who
of
would
the
be
old
close
legends,
to retirement
but-
age are people most of the ones who would be close to retiring are people I don't like. So
yeah, you're talking about the old guard of
old
like
guard that I just
Funimation.
turned out to be not good people. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't argue about the voice acting, but can argue about the people.
Voice acting, they're phenomenal. And
Oh yeah.
crowd
that's
work,
how they
they're
got
phenomenal. Like talking to people, they're phenomenal.
Yes,
Most but a lot of them are just not good people.
Okay, well,
Tends to happen when you attain celebrity status, it seems.
Yeah. Well, that's Rimuru. We opened this season off of the awesomeness that was the end of season 3 of the whole festival and that success and the dungeon.
Yes, the dungeon.
Oh, we're going to talk about the dungeon here in a minute, but we also hear from Hinata Sakaguchi, voiced by the legendary Alexis Tipton. That's the modern voice of Kid Trunks in Dragon Ball, Mei Hatsume in My Hero Academia, and Reiko Natsume in Natsume's Book of Friends.
I like how those rhymed.
Huh?
I like how those rhymed. Anyway, continue.
I'm happy that it ended up. I did not do that intentionally. I'm not that smart.
You're selling yourself short.
Aw. But Hinata's there to teach the kids. The kids that they've been teaching for like the entire show, basically. Yeah, they got taken away from the institute they were in because Rimuru doesn't trust Yuki anymore for good reason. So Hinata's helping out with that. So Rimuru tries to sit in. Hinata's not having any of it. It's played for laughs. But that leads to an emergency meeting already between Rimuru and Guard Mule, voiced by Kenny Green. That's Kasaki in Dr. Stone, and Fu in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And he's basically like, hey, they're messing with the dungeon. The Team Ray Fury is cheating or doing something we don't like. They're going to clear this thing, and you're going to be paying way too much money.
They're basically metagaming.
They all bought. Basically, the way they were cheating is they were a huge team, and they had already put like limits on team size to try to mitigate or to try to plan against this kind of thing. But they were a huge team, and all of them bought like revive, respawn items or whatever. And anytime one of them would die, they just bring a new guy in place.
Yep, and they'd be like, okay, we're all leaving. All right, now we're taking, each one of us has these bands. We're going to take more people with us. It just keeps expanding that. But the only one that we get a name for that team is Anne, voiced by Marion Bray. That's Mur, the cat in case of the study of Vanitas, and Nadeko Musurano in Mistress Kanan is Devilishly Easy. Not a ton of credits, so relative newcomer, but she does a pretty good job here.
There are a few, not necessarily newcomers, but like people with kind of short or never like main primary known role rosters in there. Or
this dub is a mix of legends, long runners, and newcomers. It's actually really well balanced.
Considering the size of the cast, yeah, they kind of have to tap everybody unless they're going to start doubling and tripling down on people Bethesda style.
I mean, Dragon Ball Z is like 80% Katsubō, and the other 20 is fucking.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Oh my gosh, Dragon Ball Z's cast, man. Especially,
I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Katsubō was asked to play Bulma before they found what's her name.
That would be amazing. Just.
Oh my god, Katsubō should now just do the Sabat cut where he voices every character.
Just
okay,
like
you know what?
One episode or one couple
what
scenes.
I know of him, he might do it if you asked him.
Oh my god, I need to ask him now.
I have met the guy. I have met the guy. He's pretty affable.
No, he's like he's one of the nicest people in anime. Like he's really cool.
So I could see him doing that if you asked him.
It would be one of the funniest
It would
things
be
ever.
one of the funniest things ever. Absolutely.
So what I'm hearing is he's the Peter Sellers of voice work.
Kind of. Well, I mean, let me put it to you this way: out of everyone that started doing voice, he was a new guy when Dragon Ball Z's 1999 dub started. He was he was a new guy in voice acting around then. He's still here.
Enough.
I can't think of many people that were doing dub work in 1999 that are still at it. That's a very small list.
Anyway,
that was a derail, but that's okay.
It was a fantastic one.
It was a fantastic derail. So they're trying to figure out how do we keep them from going. So they call in Masayuki Honjo, the Lightspeed hero himself, voiced by Micah Solsad. That's Best Genius in My Hero Academia and Yuno in Black Clover.
This
poor guy. They all know he's isekai like Rimuru. So they're like, hey, what do we do? So Masayuki and Rimuru start gamer talking back and forth. And as gamers ourselves, and probably most of you are as well, let's be honest, anime and gaming has a lot of crossover. Totally get the references. Totally see what he's saying, and he's right.
Make avatars of yourselves.
Yep, we've got the avatar plan. So Rimuru, Romulus, Milim, and Veldora are gonna go in as crazy people going in to fight the dungeon to fight out Team Green Fury. Now, Romulus, of course, is voiced by Jad Saxton. That's Hiyori Hajima in Dead Account, and Essel Radiru in Solo Leveling, the demon girl. Milim Nava is voiced by Kirsten McGuire. That's Akane Kurakawa in Oshinoko, and Ruri in Dr. Stone. And then, of course, Veldora is voiced by the legendary Chris Rager. That's Mr. Satan in Dragon Ball. One of the few characters not voiced by Christopher Sabat. And Arlong and Blackbeard in One Piece. And also Cementos in My Hero Academia. And that list is actually incredibly long as well.
As an aside, I've got to say, what a legendary name to be, or for someone to voice Mr. Satan and Arlong and Blackbeard. Chris Rager, like, come on, like,
yeah, no, you
couldn't born to voice those roles.
Oh, absolutely agree.
If we ever get a Warhammer, anime or something that requires voice work, he's got to do Korn just because of the name.
Yes,
I could actually hear him doing
it, or a Blood Rager or somebody, you know, no, somebody Kornite, you know,
an orc.
So we spend a good chunk of episodes with Rimuru, Romulus, Milim, and Veldora trying to take these avatar forms as little monsters.
And they suck at it.
And they suck at it at first. They get destroyed. They keep trying. They're looking to get gear.
Well, you know how it is when you switch classes.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the funniest thing out of this is that Milim chooses to be a slime. That is the cutest, funniest thing. But go on, she and Rimuru are besties for Rusties, as they said in season 1, and still say.
I think he's really her only friend, which is very sad. She's actually very sweet in her weird way.
She's a chaos creature, but she's a very sweet person. I agree.
Yeah.
So they go at it, and then finally, after getting good, they finally beat Team Green Fury. And Team Green Fury has to go run away with their tail between their legs. But that does not stop the Reapers, as they become known. Because they just keep at it, keep trolling people in the dungeon, because they're having fun. They're having so much fun. They may have forgotten that they had duties. And that brings
until Shuna catches on.
Shuna catches on. Shuna, of course, voiced by the legendary Tia Ballard. That's Happy in Fairy Tail. Chiho Sasuke in Devil's a Part-Timer. Ruti Ragnarsson in Banished from the Hero's Party. Nene Himekawa in Tune Into Midnight Heart. And that list is also incredibly long. God, I love Tia Ballard whenever she shows up. But as Shuna, she's amazing. Don't you know that Milim's supposed to do this thing? Oh, sorry. We had no idea. Rimuru didn't. You were supposed to do a thing too. Veldora and Rubbish were like, "No, we had no idea. You traitors!" Oh gosh. So that's kind of the soft, fun opening of the season. But the real heavy stuff comes when we revisit the Rotsos, who we're introduced to at the end of season 3, but they hadn't really done anything yet. Now, I mean, a little. Mariabelle Rotso was by the legendary Kira Buckland. That's Izuma Kamaki in Blue Exorcist. Mitsuri Kanroji in Demon Slayer. And of course, the only female JoJo, Jolene Cujo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And again, that list goes on and on and on. Mariabelle has this another scheme. She had a kind of a light scheme during the festival to try and take out all their gold, but it was easily thwarted, and she didn't even seem to care. But here, she's messing with Rimuru's plans to make peace with the human nations. She's messing around with this whole scheme of, okay, you want in? We'll let you in as slaves, and we're going to put hard conditions on you, because fuck you, that's why. She has this idea that if Rimuru's allowed in, that he's going to suddenly turn on humanity. At least that's what she says. I don't know if she believes that. I'm not sure.
He seems to be just trying to control everything and everyone because reasons.
There's definitely a, power lust here that
I think that the abilities she was born with have just driven her insane.
I could see it. I don't think she's insane, but I could see it.
Are we talking about Rotso?
Mariabelle.
Yeah,
Right,
fair
so.
enough.
So she was like I don't know if it drove her insane because she was a control. Like they are a very transparent allusion to the Rothschild family.
True.
Oh, and
Rothschild conspiracy theories.
And we even see she was from Earth
on
and
Earth.
Isekai
She
here.
was an actual psychopath who treated everyone around her as disposable tools for her world domination.
Basically do the same thing here.
So yeah, it's amazing. It's not often that snapping one tiny little neck would solve so many problems. I mean, obviously it wouldn't turn the world into flowers and puppies, but it would eliminate a lot of the impetus.
Oh yeah.
Well, about that, because she's not alone.
Yeah. First she has a terrifying ability.
She does.
And
she's the one hurting all the cats in the same direction. Without that, they'd be fighting among each other as is normal.
Yeah, she harnesses
right.
their
She's
greed.
using. Yep, she can control anyone with greed, or at least heavily influence them, depending on how close she is as well. But even without her, there'd be other schemes in play because she is working to the tune, at least supposedly, of her quote grandfather unquote. Granbell Rotso, voiced by Michael Sorich. That's Dimple and Mob Psycho 100. And Barazo Mankushuko in Kill la Kill. I can't pronounce anything today.
I do think, given how old he looks and how freaking young she is, I do think he's her literal grandfather.
Well,
I do. Because he is her dad's dad, so yes, or mom's dad, one of the two.
The physical body might be, but he's also got the spirit of like their far away ancestor, basically using and controlling that body.
I'm talking about physical.
Biologically, yeah, probably.
Right, that's what I mean.
But I mean, this guy's already doing scheming and bullshit on his own.
I think it was unclear whether he was puppeting a new body or if he was using like other magic to prolong his life.
I mean, it's directly stated by another character that it's totally the guy of back in the day who did that, so it's pretty clear.
Yeah, everyone thinks that grandfather is dead. So,
yes. He's some legendary hero who united humanity in the long ago past. And of course, Maribel is marionetting our good friend, in quotes, Yuki Kagurazuka, voiced by the legendary Clifford Chepin. That's Katsuki Bakugo in My Hero Academia. Himmel in PSYREN. Wow, you couldn't have two more diametrically opposed characters right there. And Ryushi Namen.
The voices are very similar. It's just Yuki is sinister as fuck, and Himmel, it just isn't.
That's true. And
But they're
lastly,
both very soft spoken.
indeed. And lastly, Ryusui Nanami and Dr. Stone. And again, that list is actually really long. Clifford Chapman's a great voice actor. Love him. Love him here. Yuki is beautifully sinister, but also he's kind of been mitigated. He's kind of being controlled. His sinisterness could easily be just directed directly at Maribel here.
Yes, but remember, she's manipulating people's greed and
Greed,
manipulating
yes.
their desires. So,
Well, what was his
yeah.
desire in the first place is the real question.
Control, power. That's pretty
Yeah,
explicitly
he's
stated.
also we've got like how many different people trying to take over the world.
Oh, I know. But how much was that was him and how much was that her? It could easily be that he had like big ambitions to do good things and that got taken advantage of. Who knows?
Yeah. Also, there's one thing I wanted to say earlier, but we moved on. Is just
Sure.
I think it's fair to say that Maribel demands the finer things in life.
Of course she does.
Sorry,
That's very much her thing. No, don't be sorry. You're right. But yeah, she set up this whole meeting, and Rimuru gets the summons. So off he and a select group of people go. They have to leave for CiON behind, but Shuna.
Probably for the best.
It's absolutely for the best way things go. But Shuna and Benimaru go with. And that brings us to Lester, voiced by Lucas Schunemann. That's Onigumo in One Piece, one of the fleet admirals. And in video games, Nef Anyo in Warframe. He doesn't have a lot of anime credits. He's got a lot of video game ones. And at least I think the three of us know who Nef Anyo is.
Nope.
Not by name, but
Corpus
again,
guy.
I just okay.
But yeah,
I don't. Yeah, he's
dude,
asshole, and I just remember asshole and Space Mom. So
well, yeah. I haven't played in like years either, but I remember that guy. Anyway, Lester's this old bearded guy, and he's the head of the council. He's willing to hold the election, as it were, and he's holding the vote. And Hinata's there, just kind of watching. And as that wraps up with let's get them in here and talk to them to finalize, Hinata stopped by Elric von Ingracia, voiced by Cody Allen Savoy. That's Izan Yamada Asaimon in Hell's Paradise, and Charlotte Montdor in One Piece. Yeah, this guy's a creepy nobleman. He
is a prince who has no idea of his actual place in the world. It would be adorable if he wasn't so annoying.
At this introductory point, we don't actually know the prince, but he's totally a prince. We learn that in his next set of events. But he's like, hey, help us kill the demon lord. He's just like, no, he's actually a good guy.
There's also a strong subtext of it's your funeral from Hinata.
Yes. Well,
she doesn't say it.
She knows.
She doesn't say it, but basically her whole attitude says, if you're that dumb, have at it. But of course, he's too dumb to pick up on it.
Indeed. And we'll be seeing more of him here in a bit. Rimuru and company do show up for the meeting. And Gabon is one of the guys who's fighting like, no, we shouldn't have a slime or monsters in our midst. What are you talking about? And that Gabon, of course, is voiced by the legendary Christopher Corey Smith. Now, you say legendary, I've never heard that name. Yes, you have. That's Kitan Bachika in Gurren Lagann, Spondum in One Piece, and Kite in the modern Hunter x Hunter dub. You just didn't know
God, Spondum. No wonder he plays this fucking scumbag.
Right? I had the exact same thought as you. I knew you were going to notice that.
Now.
It does. It was all according to Keikaku.
Translator's note. Keikaku means plan.
Yes, thank you. Oh gosh, the Gabon's is this. He's pulling. He's a scheme guy. We later find out he was working through Maribel, and he's openly opposing this whole thing. And there's a lot of to-do going on. But he is opposed by another Ingracian noble, Johann, voiced by Jonathan Ha. That's Eckhart in Ascendance of the Bookworm, adopted daughter of an Archduke. and Kyoji Arakawa in Akane Banashi, which is something everyone tells me I need to see, but I have not seen yet. So Johan, also under the pull of Maribel, we find out later, is like, no, we should hear what they have to say. And that's about the point where Eric von Ingracia reappears to basically threaten Rimuru with his totally awesome soldier buddies. Reiner,
go ahead.
Yeah.
But
go ahead. You go ahead, because it's gonna be a lot easier
first,
for me to
yeah,
do.
we're missing a very critical plot point here.
Right, because he comes in and he starts giving this whole speech, and it's all pre-planned. But the thing is, Rimuru's able to break, or somebody is able to break them. Yeah, or what's his face? His friend, his voice in his head. But yeah,
a great sage, yes.
Was able to break Maribel's mind control, and so all of a sudden he doesn't realize, and is too dumb to check whether everything is still on script. And so he's saying, he culminates and he's expecting everyone to be like that, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "What? This isn't what we agreed." He's dumb enough to actually say it. And
Gabon is dumb enough to say that, yeah. Elric is the useful idiot. He doesn't realize there's a scheme there. What Elric tells Gabon when things go to hell is, "Hey, this isn't what you said it was." And Gabon's like, "Hey, this isn't what we all agreed on," because he had, bribed other people.
Right. Is the thing.
And that turns out to be very against the rules. Lester does not like that. And that's when the soldier buddies come in. You're right. I did skip over all of that. I apologize.
Yeah, we did. We already went through him kicking the table, right? And
that is where. Oh no, we didn't actually. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, no. So that's why I'm saying we're skipping over a lot here.
Right.
Meeting starts. They present some terms, thinking that Rimuru's not going to be even listening to all of them, or even able to process all of them at the speed they're giving them to him. All of the terms are basically making Tempest a vassal state of the Western nations, and basically neutering the monsters entirely, and making Rimuru making them basically slaves. And
Rimuru does not have any of that.
He spits it out back to them on paper, written word for word with his own revisions, and they're like, "What the fuck? Like, what? How did you do that?" And then
you're actually mixing up pieces. At first, they give him a moderate one that's like, "Okay, I agree with this. I agree with this. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. I agree with this. We need to make some minor alterations." But
no, they were some pretty hefty alterations.
That comes later.
Not
they tried to bait and switch him.
Because when he, they do, because the first thing they gave him, I had minor problems. There were some problems, but they were, resolvable. He's like, how about this instead? How about this instead? Kind of stuff. It was stuff that was, I say minor, that might be undercutting it, because they're like, "Hey, we want you to give us your weapons, and we want to, the first stop on the railroad." So but we weren't quite to the nasty shit yet. The worst stuff came later. And he's like
100%, because the original terms were basically reducing them to a vassal state, and he noticed that, and he made those revisions. And then when those revisions were rejected, he kicked the table.
No, that's incorrect. Because the first couple things were things that were problematic, like I mentioned. The real nasty shit came when they came back from the revised version, and that's when they came in, and it's like, your messenger can be human, and you have to do what we say. You have to go to war with us. All that came back in their revision, which was not at all expected by Rimuru, and that's why he flipped the table at that point.
I think you may be splitting hairs here, because the original terms were very bad for Tempest. They knew they were bad for Tempest. That's why they presented them verbally and not in writing, and they were shocked when Rimuru had them in writing all of a sudden. And then when those revisions weren't made, and then the deal was made worse, then he kicked the table. The deal was already actually genuinely horrible.
Okay.
for
Right.
him.
So the point is there's a
Mhm.
pretense of negotiation. Rimuru
Mhm.
realizes they're trying to take him for a ride, and to show them what they're messing with, he actually kicks this giant desk that he's seated behind up
Yes.
almost to the ceiling, and then it crashes down again right in front of him, and he's standing on it. And it's worth noting that he and his party, the way they're dressed, to me, they look like cut rate Yakuza. It's hilarious.
They kind of do.
And so he's standing on what's left of the table. He's like, you really think he starts reading them the riot act, and then Prince Shithead comes in, and this whole mess starts.
Yes. It is worth noting that when Rimuru calls it out, because he's released them of their micro, some of the other guys are like, hey, yeah, that's some bullshit. He's right to be mad at all of us for this. Who wrote that bullshit? And that's when these guys show up. Which is why the prince is dumb, because he wasn't paying attention to any of that.
Yeah, well, he just assumed that everyone would agree with him, because why wouldn't they? He's fabulous.
Of course. Absolutely. So he's got his warrior buddies, Reiner, voiced by Adam Gold, relative newcomer, no other anime roles, but he is Billiken in Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, and Fuya Kawahara in Neo The World Ends With You. And he's a big soldier guy. He's like the strongest man in our army, supposedly. And they also have this mercenary guy who's got red hair, who totally has the holy sword, you guys. Guy, voiced by Austin Sisk, relative newcomer. He's Ushi in My Senpai is Annoying, and Sasamoto in Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. These two make an absolute shit show of themselves. Reiner picks a fight with Hinata and gets his ass kicked for it, so much that he starts crying. But he gets it easy by comparison. Because guys,
he was being a creep to her, so
like I said, he got it comparatively. He got it easy because what happens, the guy for being a shithead is much, much worse, and also equally deserved. Guy picks a fight, tries to pick a fight with Rimuru, and Great Sage's like, yeah, you should not take that fight challenge. It will hurt your reputation. Don't do that. And everyone, including me, thinks, oh god, Benimaru's about to go nuts, but it's not Benimaru, it's Shuna who gets mad. This is why you do not refuse the pink-haired girl, Archangel. Shuna beats the shit out of this guy, cuts his supposed holy sword in half, and then makes Megumin proud by casting an explosion spell on him. When I first saw this episode with Jmac, I thought he was dead. Oopsie doopsie, I just blew up your clothes instead. I can't believe I was so inexperienced with that spell, tee-hee. Shuna, you absolute glorious bastard, I love you. And while this is all going on, as out of nowhere, and Rimuru is warned of this by Great Sage, a bullet is teleported in and going right for the prince's head. Rimuru grabs it with gluttony and prevents the execution. And that settles everything down pretty hastily, saving someone.
I thought they were sniping from a rooftop nearby.
She snipes. The sniper did do a snipe, but she snipes through a magical teleportation circle. Remember?
I did not remember that.
Because she did a snipe, but she can snipe basically instant. Because you don't see it going through. It teleported right next to his head. If Reamer hadn't, there was no time to react. Reamer reacted way faster than was anticipated by the sniper or Maribel. And I guess we might as well talk about that sniper, Glenda Atlee, who is voiced by Laura Stahl. That's Dot Barrett in Mashal, and Gil in Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Oh yeah, no, and she killed someone earlier that was important to Rimuru.
Did she?
Yeah, she killed. Remember, Soe saw this. We had a scene where Soe was spying over the city.
That's right. Okay, yes.
By some random thing and died.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. That was earlier in this season. So, I don't know if that was close to Rimuru, but it was a guy that was in Tempest for sure.
I don't know if it was close. What I mean by that is, it was a guy that was important to Rimuru's work in the Western Nation. Not a guy who was Rimuru's friend. He was a
Now I
politician
see
who
what
was
you mean.
sympathetic to Rimuru,
Makes sense. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
which
Yes.
means he was important. Mhm.
I see what you mean, and I agree with that. What's interesting is we've actually met Glenda before back in season 2, and this is reminded to us when she eventually gets called in. But before we get to that,
I was
she
gonna
has
say, you're
a fun
jumping
little.
ahead of yourself a little bit.
I know, I
Mhm.
know. That's why I caught myself on that. She is intercepted by Soe, voiced by the legendary Ian Sinclair. I'm always happy to talk about Ian Sinclair. That's Space Dandy himself, Brook in One Piece, Tsukasa, Shishio, and Dr. Stone. And again, that list is massive. And oh my gosh, this little fight that Glenda and Soe have is intense. Jmac and I thought he was dead at one point.
Yes.
And no, we forgot. Oh yeah, this guy's got a million body doubles. Ooh, oh yeah, no, he's fine. He is very easily able to apprehend her. And while that is going on, we actually meet the King of Ingracia, Aegil, voiced by Mike Bodie. That's a relative newcomer, but he's got game credits including Void and Daemon X Machina, Titanic CiON, and Seti in Another Eden. He's very thankful to Rimuru for saving his son's life, although he's going to have a very serious talk with his son. He apologizes for his son, but he asks if they can be friends with Rimuru since he'd like nothing better. I love the line that comes out of the prince. I thought you were a harsh demon lord. And Rimuru's like, I'm a pacifist, dude. What the heck are you talking about?
People get put off by the title. It's like, people say you're a warlord and they make assumptions.
So that's kind of the end of that. Except now we've got to have another meeting. God, these really are good meetings because they actually go places where Glenda gets interrogated by Rimuru, but not just Rimuru. Someone else would like to have a word. One Hinata Sakaguchi, who instantly recognizes Glenda because we've seen her before in season 2. She was part of the whole Night Order that Diablo may have beaten the shit out of and made her run scared. And there's a lot of...
We get the sense this lady is a consummate survivor.
Yeah, there is a ton of back and forth where she tries to play it cool, but then using Great Sage, Rimmer's basically able to completely pull out exactly what happened, which is, she's under the pull of Mariavel, and we do find out from Glenda is that Maribel is basically directly controlling her because, well, not directly controlling her, but has control over her because she can kill her at any time. She's got a curse on her. This is also where we find out that Yuki is under the curse of, well, we the audience knew
that comes out later in this conversation.
Well, we the audience knew that way sooner. Way sooner. But this is where Rimuru finds this out. So that there's a lot of that, and eventually Glen's like, you know what? Well, actually, before she's hostile until Rimuru breaks Maribel's hold over her using Great Sage. Glenda is completely free. That pressing on her soul is gone. She's free. She is so relieved she instantly offers to work for Rimuru, begs him to let her work for him. After much hemming and hawing, it is agreed to. There's also a cute little scene around this time with Benny Maru, voiced by Rico Fajardo. That's Lemillion, or Mirio Togata in My Hero Academia, and Taiju Oki in Dr. Stone, where he's like, yeah, no, it's a good thing that Shuna did what she did, because if she didn't, I was going to burn them all down. I'm just kidding. I swear, I'm just kidding. Were you? Were you really? But we have another meeting in a cafeteria now, where back at Tempest, where they're talking about all of this planning and plotting, and we find out that yeah, there's that situation with Yuki, and of all people, it's Gobta, voiced by Ryan Reynolds. That's Fermi Amati in Spice and Wolf, Merchant Meets a Wise Wolf, and Young in Grateful Buster and Fairy Tale. he reminds Rimuru that, hey, you've got a meeting with Yuki's like direct underling secretary lady, and yeah, if you're trying to avoid him, that's going to be a problem. So Rimuru's like, you know what?
You're skipping over a very important plot point again.
Okay, what am I missing?
It goes back to the Rotsos first. Before that,
Are you talking about the fact that Maribel thinks that she's dead?
that, but also just some other very important things being talked about.
Okay.
Like, telling Yuki to release a dragon and like.
I was gonna get into that after, but yes, we can talk about that. She does in fact have that meeting with Yuki around the same time, where she, Yuki, and also what's his name, the
Long-haired guy who was going head to head against
Johan, yeah, who is supposed to be friendly to Rimuru. They're having their meeting, wherein they're plotting over what to do because things didn't go well. And Johan's like, why don't we just make friends with him anyway, if he truly wants to be friends with humans? And that's where Maribel's like, no, that's not going to happen.
No, he clearly wants power because everyone wants power, clearly. Because I want power, therefore everyone wants power, right?
Yeah, projecting very heavily there, yes.
Well, inability to comprehend a different point of view. That's sadly very common.
Yes.
Indeed. And Yuki agrees with her. I'm not sure how much of that is her and how much of that is him. I think it's actually him, though, because there's a very distinct point in this conversation where she takes over his eyes. At any rate, they basically agree that they're going to go after him at the... there's a meeting to be had with Yuki, Yuki's undersecretary secretary lady, who I might as well go into. That's Kigali, voiced by Margaret McDonald. That's Slime, hilariously, in Ragna Crimson. And Yua Sasaki in Food Wars. And she's supposed to meet with Rimuru about this these ruins in Destave. And that has been set up in the prior season. So they plan that they're going to set up a trap for him there using a dragon or something that belongs to Malim. We suspect it's a dragon based on the intro to the show.
No, we don't even say. She straight up says something about a dragon egg.
Does she? Oh, she does say dragon egg. You're right. She does say that.
Yeah, because remember, we thought that it was Eldora at first.
We did think it was Eldora first, yes.
Yeah. Knowing Malim, what other people would consider to be some sort of cataclysmic monster, she considers a pet or a best friend or something.
Oh, absolutely. You're not wrong. So they're talking about basically setting that loose. And yeah, civilians are going to die. And that, of course, is objected to. But Maribel's uses her power and be like, no, it's going to be fine. And she's going to put everything she has into this trap because it's either now or never, basically. And she wants
at least that I gets a nod of approval from me. That, as much as I hate her little bitch guts, she's not stupid, and I appreciate that.
She's not stupid, but she's arrogant to the point.
In the operational sense, she's not stupid.
No, she's not stupid. She just doesn't know what she doesn't know. And that's right. That's always going to be a flaw in any operation.
Indeed. But no, I would not call her
it is not reasonable to expect people. The way they put it in the military is what is known or could reasonably be known. That is the standard that you hold people to, and she passes that with flying colors.
Fair enough. So she has this plan to have Yuki fight Rimuru, because Yuki says he could kill Rimuru as long as Veldora is kept at bay, which he doesn't think can be happen, but Maribel assures him that it can, and that's where the Red Eye takeover goes, okay.
I think he said it would be hard, but he thinks he could.
Yes, that'd be the exact wording he used.
Yeah, it wasn't
he certainly seemed willing to try.
Yeah.
He'd be willing to do it, yes. I mean, I wasn't using the exact wording, but yes.
Yeah. He's basically like, maybe, probably, but no guarantees. I think was his deal.
Basically, yeah. It's like, look, I can't guarantee it, but I can at least put in the old college try.
Yeah, it's
He
it's
believed he
not
could.
impossible.
He believed he could do it as long as Eldora wasn't there. That's what
which-
I got out of it.
Again, yeah, trying to take them both at once is
Oh
probably
no,
suicidal.
so that brings us back to Gob to reminding Rimuru about that meeting. And now we all know it's a trap because we know about all of this through Glenda, who, by the way, Maribel thinks Rimuru killed, which is hilarious. Again, that's projecting. And I'm going to be fair. How could she possibly know that Rimuru had the ability to break that control? It's a logical inference on her part.
Indeed. If I was to be unduly harsh, I would trot out the old thing about if there's no body, then there's nobody dead. But in practice, you really can't.
What I would accuse her of is poorly studying her adversary, because if you look at Rimuru, he's not exactly a cold-blooded killer.
True. She is a bit of a human supremacist. That is one of her flaws. And
she's got cognitive dissonance in
general.
regards to Rimuru, refusing to look at him based on evidence that she has she's ignoring. That's what I will put her to task on.
True.
But anyway, so now they know that that's happening, and now they know that's going to be there. All right, well, we can't cancel because I promised Moline would go with us. So, Gobta, bull buddy, you're coming with me, right? Poor Gobta.
Gobta, I think, is the bravest person in the whole show.
I actually completely agree with you.
And he is unironically my favorite character.
He's so good.
There. He's a great character.
Well, here's the thing. He hasn't run away yet.
No, he wants to, but he hasn't. He's kept himself.
And that's called courage.
I agree. So we get him, Malim, Rimuru. They're all decked out in classic explorer outfits, and and then he's got a new outfit for CiON with it, which is really sweet. And she wears that. She, of course, voiced by Michelle Rojas. That's Shahine in Soul Leveling and Francois in Dr. Stone. CiON hasn't done a whole lot at this point. She stayed behind, and it's probably a good thing she did, because I don't think she would have been able to hold back like Benimaru did.
No. I mean, considering they managed to set Rimuru off, she would have nuked the whole building.
Oh,
not that I blame her too much, but...
No, but it would have been a problem.
Exactly.
So she's going, but they tell her, no, you got to get an Explorer outfit. Well, there isn't any left, so she just has
they
to
give her, I don't know what it's called, but it's like that, there's a type of thing. It's similar to overalls, but not quite. For ladies' fashion, looks really good on tall women like her. It looks way.
It actually looks very good on her, but they won't let her go to the ruins with that, so she has to use her regular outfit.
Yeah, because it would just get wrecked.
She wants to get an Explorer outfit like they have, but there's no time supposedly. So,
well, Rimuru thought they'd made one for her, but supposedly they didn't have the material or something.
Material or time or something.
Bullshit, but
yeah. So they set up. And they meet Kigali, who's got all these wagons set up. We're going to go to Destave. It's a long trip. Ha ha ha, just kidding. Rimuru summons the dark portal from World of Warcraft.
More or less, yeah.
Walk right through, and now we're in Destave. And they do have Malim in on it. Malim was scanning Kigali looking for something, but she just said she didn't quite find something. She wasn't sure what to make of what she saw with Kigali, but it wasn't anything that she was overly worried about, just something she couldn't quite figure out. And that's kind of where we've left off. Wow. If you're going to do meetings and political intrigue, this is how you do it.
There's also a group of archaeologists in the mix.
That's true.
A few of them have names. We're not going to go into it.
They haven't done anything yet. They've just been a bunch of guys. Yeah, they do have Kigali's in control of a research organization, and
they seem
her people are there.
Yeah, they seem like just scientists. So we'll see.
I agree. So the big event is yet to come, but I'm excited as hell for it. But like I said, wow, way to do a series of plot intrigue meetings. Season 3, take notes. My honest guess, because I know this is all based on a light novel series, my guess is after that portion that was season 3 was done in the books, the author got plenty of feedback and put that to use and clearly got better at it.
Yes.
So
yeah, it can be depending on how the novel is written. It could be interesting to try and adapt. There's one in particular I'm rereading right now, which I think would make a great anime, but it would take a good writer because the light novel has a lot of internal monologue from the character and also a lot of just random tangents which are interesting but you just want to completely cut out so from an anime because they're just not relevant um and so it's something I've been thinking about as I reread that. So
the only other thing I personally want to bring up is, oh my god, that ending song. I don't usually talk about openings and endings on normal episodes. Usually that's awards show stuff. But this song is incredibly striking. Where we watch Maribel just kind of ascend a tower where there's this blood flowing through it, and then there's sand coming out of her, and oh my god. It is so striking, and it's trying to send some kind of a message. I get the feeling the message is Maribel's time is running out, but I mean,
I am in blood so steeped.
It is so telling, and it's such a good ending closing sequence. I'm floored by it, enough to mention it just about what we're talking about the show. I love the intro this season. The intro is really good, but this ending is just very striking. Overall, fantastic fun. Great villain in Maribel. She's incredibly hateable, but also not incompetent. So she's a worthy adversary for our slime boy. Any closing thoughts, you guys?
I'm looking forward to how this season closes because so far it is shaping up to be okay. Season 2 was the best season. There will not be topping season 2, but it's shaping up to be the second best.
I can see that. Ark?
Nothing more to say. It's good.
Yeah, it's
All
good.
right.
Go watch it. I mean, at this point, we've kind of spoiled the entire season.
Well, we summoned a good chunk of the first half. Here's the good news: it's continuing, so it's not done yet. Definitely worth your time.
Oh yeah, whatever's about to kick off, I'm sure will be a whole thing.
Oh yes. So, I guess that's that time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 4. So, Ark, we've got a sponsor.
Indeed. So, today's sponsor is the Tempest Chamber of Commerce, who want to remind you of the many fine ways to spend and earn your fine gold in the new nation of Tempest. Tempest has the finest eateries in the entire Western nations, carrying a large variety of styles, many not found anywhere else in the world. Even Hinata Sakaguchi loves our food. But it's not just fine dining. Tempest also has the finest dwarven smiths that you'll find anywhere outside of Dwargon. Don't want gear? Then perhaps you'll seek adventure in our one-of-a-kind dungeon, where fabulous treasures await. The Lightspeed hero Masayuki himself frequents our dungeon, and can show you the spoils. And now, for a limited time, Lord Rimuru's challenge promises a hefty reward to any soul that completes the dungeon. But beware, for the final boss is a draconic challenge sure to sizzle even a seasoned adventurer. But worry not, for we offer revival bracelets to all entrants. Death in the dungeon needn't be final. With the bracelets and generous save points, even a new adventurer can take the challenge risk-free. Death will still hurt, though Tempest's greatest wizards have tuned down this pain, so it's still a good starting spot. Not into any of that? come for the advanced science and culture. As the first human-monster union nation in the world, Tempest boasts a diverse and unique culture found nowhere else. And that diversity is allowing for true scientific marvels, such as our repellent roads that keep feral monsters away, ensuring safe travel. So, come to Tempest. We'd love to include you in our unique world.
Yeah. Thank you to Tempest and the Tempest Board of Commerce.
Indeed. So, I swear, it was just a few years ago that was just some trackless forest.
It was, but now it's quite a kingdom to its own, really.
Yeah, things are changing so much these days. I just can't keep up. I feel old.
Tell me about it.
And by the way, folks, LK actually, because LK has watched us so many times, he knows this better. LK actually wrote that ad read, so shout out to him. That was really good.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed reading it. You do better at reading them than I do, so I kind of like you do.
Yeah, and I didn't even put on a commercial voice. I was just reading it. You know, yeah. You want? I can put on the transatlantic newsreel accent. You know?
I think what you did fits much better for Tempest anyway. I don't think they would have done the Van Zant approach.
Yeah. Well, this is the Van Zant accent. You know,
well,
that's just my take on the Texas accents I've heard.
At any rate, I suppose it's time for us to clean up house. So, as our guest, Jmac, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/JMcAfreak. You can find me on Twitch, basically. I mean, I use other social media sites begrudgingly because I have to.
I feel that.
Yeah. I theoretically have a YouTube channel. I haven't uploaded it in a couple of years, and I need to start uploading again because
it is still the place to go to witness the world speedrun for Blindfolded Apology.
Yes,
that's true.
Yes,
it is.
You have a Blindfolded Apology speedrun on there.
It's true. You do.
That was
it was
brilliant,
wonderful.
dude.
It was one of my favorite things you've ever done.
Unironically, that was one of the best bits of satire I've seen ever.
It's pretty damn good.
Queen Ponzalot could never.
Well, Ark, I know you don't do social media, but where can the people find you?
I've been just puttering around, trying to think if there's anything really new I've been playing. Not really. Just the only thing of note is because folks on the Courtesy Flash, which we've shouted out before, they're getting close to the end of Mass Effect 3, and so I'm urging them to start, if not necessarily finish, Mass Effect Andromeda. So I started replaying it to see if it was just to make sure I'm remembering it right, and my memories were correct in that my overwhelming impression of it's so close to being good. It's just dripping with what could have been. And it's still fine. I've got a couple 100 hours logged in it for a reason, but when it first came out, but I'm a mark for that sort of thing, and I've got way too much free time. So, yeah, so close.
Fair enough. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at LazyKidPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky at LazyKid, allegedly. Not on Blue Sky that much, but I have one. And as you can also find me on the Toonami Faithful podcast, where a friend of the podcast, Sketch, Kuro, and Steven, and several other awesome people talk about Toonami stuff. It's a good time. Chances are you found us through Toonami Faithful, but in the off chance you didn't, if you like anime, go check out Toonami Faithful. We talk about awesome anime that's on Toonami. And sometimes Ark appears.
Once in a while.
As for Simuldub, I think you have at least once.
Did I appear on an episode? I know, because I was on the Demon Slayer podcast and 5.
You were on Demon Slayer podcast for sure.
I think we had a crossover where they came over to one of those podcasts.
I think you might be right. You were a regular on Demon Slayer podcast, as was I.
Yes.
I missed that podcast.
We need to restart the Dumb Weaves. Anyway.
Yeah, getting V-Lord is busy doing important
things.
people stuff. Yeah, he's doing
So, the real
two
question
jobs
is
right
who's
now.
going to edit it is the thing.
Well,
That's
the
always the
editor was
question.
I was the editor of Dumb Waves. That's the problem right there. Anyways, as for Simuldub Saints, you can find us on YouTube and Spotify podcasts at Simuldub Saints. That's also where you can find us on social media on both Twitter and Blue Sky, also at Simuldub Saints. And we do have a Facebook group linked over on the Spotify and YouTube pages. So if that's your preferred preferred method of communication, please check us out. That's where we are. However you want to watch us, be it on video, be it second screen, or audio only, we're appreciative of your time and attention, and hope that we're able to give you the guidance to all the good anime out there. Well, that about does it for this week's episode of Simuldub Saints. So until next time, catch you later.
命は雄大な大地を潤す光なのになぜ争い合う愚かな天理混沌とした正義はいつしか私の光も脅かすか世界の理想は一つになれない